All right, I am happy to be joined with the CEO of PharmaTher, Fabio Chianelli. How are you, sir?
Good, Chad. How about yourself?
Excellent. It's been a couple of weeks since we last obviously got a chance to connect, and the industry obviously continues to mature. I guess, what was your reaction with what happened with the U.S. election south of the border before we get into business talk?
Yeah, I mean, I'm agnostic to the political scene in the U.S. It's fun to watch, but it's not. It doesn't really. I don't really have an opinion on it, to be honest with you. It doesn't affect us in either way. Well, I mean, at least for the company. Well, me personally, it's again, I'm not. I don't put too much thought into that, except for just the entertainment part of it. So I was glued to obviously CNN, but other than that, I didn't. That's all.
That's a very safe political answer.
Well, I'm Canadian. What do I care?
Well, listen, we want to have you on here this morning. Obviously made an agreement with Revive Therapeutics that was announced earlier this week. You focus on ketamine. They focus obviously on psilocybin. So walk me through the significance of this agreement and what this means for your shareholders.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with PharmaTher, we focus on a broad level in terms of looking for new uses for psychedelic pharmaceuticals. That's our roots, and that's what we've always done. We have our repurposing system, Panacea, that looks for new uses for certain psychedelic compounds. Now, this has always been in development, looking at a number of uses. That what got us into looking at psilocybin for stroke and traumatic brain injury, and then we continue to evolve it, where we found some unique targets for psilocybin in certain cancer indications. So we filed some IP on that. Now, with our company, though, we've kind of evolved to more of us in specializing in novel ketamine products for significant unmet needs such as depression, Parkinson's disease, and even pain. And that's a broad statement, but we're focusing on that. So we wanted to look at, our business model is always twofold. Focus on our ketamine clinical programs, and then partner programs with our Panacea repurposing system for companies who looking to expand their pipeline in specific compounds. So what was unique with psilocybin is that Revive, albeit having a history of Revive with myself, it was a good fit because Revive has put a stake in the ground in looking for novel formulations in psilocybin with their delivery system for these other new indications, whether it's opioid or method use disorders, also from any CNS. And I think it fit well with the company in expanding their pipeline in psilocybin. So it allowed us with this collaboration to give them the exclusivity to develop the program in psilocybin in cancers, and have that drive value with their psilocybin drug pipeline, where now we can dedicate our resources to what we do best, is advancing our clinical program with ketamine, and also continue to find new uses of other compounds such as LSD or MDMA, and then potentially out-license them to other companies who are like-minded and who have an interest in this field. So what's significant to the investors with PharmaTher is that we're just showing that we can discover new uses of psychedelics, partner these new uses of our inventions, and then have it in a way so we can monetize it for the long term, while focusing what we're truly bringing value to is taking ketamine to the market, or commercializing it in these unmet medical needs such as Parkinson's disease, depression, and pain.
Yeah. Well, you and I have had conversations, and you're looked at as viewed upon as one of the leaders with research focused primarily on ketamine. With the University, obviously, of Arizona, you continue to broaden the psychedelic patent portfolio, announcing this week that you have filed a provisional patent application in the U.S. outlining the potential novel use of psilocybin to treat cancer. I know this is early stages, but what does this mean, or the potential to become?
Right. I mean, right now, it's in early stages. So now it's going to be fully elucidated in additional research in these more of these preclinical models, so that we can provide justification to the FDA to proceed to a phase 1 or phase 2 clinical study. And I think that's where the value lies, more so on a company like Revive, who is expanding their clinical development in psilocybin. So it fits well. And this is significant, especially in these kind of cancers like in liver or melanoma. It's targeting these areas that can be used as an adjunct to current therapy. I mean, it's not necessarily have to be a standalone psilocybin to treat and cure cancer. That's not what it is. But it's what it's doing is kind of making it, treatment options more effective with a combination of psilocybin, or even as a standalone or as an adjunct to these treatment options. So these are one of this is an indication where it's something that hasn't been explored with psilocybin, and that fully needs to get explored, and to get the FDA involved to allow this to be treated in a clinical setting, in a controlled clinical setting. And, you know, this could be massive. I mean, right. Opportunity. And that it goes both ways for not only for Revive, but for PharmaTher, because as the program does expand and grow and becomes more validated, then it provides value to to PharmaTher, but without investing in those resources. While Revive gets obviously the more value from the program, because they're making that true investment to advance it to a level which, in hopes to even partner those programs to big pharma one day.
Well, one of the things I'm learning about your company is you're multifaceted. You know, as much as that, you know, when it comes to these types of drugs, you've secured exclusive rights to Microneedle Technology developed at the University of Arizona. I'd like to learn more as to, like, you know, explain how it works and why is it so significant?
Yeah, absolutely, Chad. And actually, we acquired the rights to the Microneedle Technology, which was developed out of the labs of UCLA. Not
UCLA. Sorry, my apologies.
Right. No, University of Arizona. We acquired the rights to the use of ketamine for Parkinson's disease, for levodopa-induced dyskinesia. But that's fine. But I mean, the Microneedle delivery technology, or the patch, if you will, it's a game changer specifically for what we're trying to achieve within our ketamine program. Now, it was developed out of the labs of UCLA. It is a novel biocompatible and biodegradable delivery system that is not only is shown to even deliver cancer drugs. There's been publications on that, which is not obviously not psychedelics, but it showed that it's already been validated to deliver these types of drugs, and even has applicability even for vaccines for COVID and whatnot. Right. But again, that's not something that we're doing. I'm just saying just the validation of these of this Microneedle technology that we have, and we're focusing on strictly for psychedelic pharmaceuticals. So it can be applied to psilocybin, ketamine, ibogaine, LSD, MDMA, all even cannabinoids, right? But again, with our laser focus with this Microneedle, you know, what is more superior and unique to your traditional, say, transdermal patch, if you will, right? Our Microneedle technology can, you know, it is water. It can deliver any types of drug that is water soluble, even water insoluble. So, and you can control the delivery, release into the body the way you'd want. Where, you know, certain transdermal patches, you can't do that. And what we can also do is efficiently deliver these drugs, or these psychedelics, say, for instance, put in the context of ketamine, allow for ketamine to deliver in the body, or quickly, or even in delayed release, but it can penetrate the outer layer of the skin, which is it's called the stratum corneum, but you know, the outer layer of skin, so it can efficiently get delivered into the body the way, you know, you'd like it to. So, and not only with the patch, Microneedle, then the transdermal is very flexible in the drug load. You can load more drug, or a little drug, or combinations of certain drugs to have the efficacy that you want. For instance, the ketamine you'd like. And the beauty of this delivery program, you're not just limited to applying it on your, say, the top of your, you know, your arm, if you will. It could be on the organ, so if you want some sort of that, or even at the eye, and even the mucosa, or in the inner mouth, or under the tongue. So it has a lot of applicability so that I can expand the uses for these indications that would benefit from such a delivery system. And listen, it's minimally invasive, it's painless, and it just overcomes all the drawbacks that any like pill, injection, or even transdermal patch has. So, you know, we're really, you know, with the ketamine patch, and what the opportunity does have is that we're now can target these offers, like certain patients who are going into surgery or using it after surgery. So it's called perioperative or postoperative analgesic form, to reduce their pain and also not eliminate the use of the opioids they take, like, you know, fentanyl or morphine. So, and which obviously it's ravaging society and causing overdoses and death, right? So with the ketamine patch is a game changer, because now it gives patients or even doctors to prescribe an alternative, effective, safe option of ketamine to treat this pain throughout the day, at home, as opposed to taking, say, ketamine at the clinic or hospital where you get an IV format. So really, in my opinion, albeit it's a game changer in the pain management field. You know, it targets hundreds of millions of people across the world, a multi-billion market opportunity, and even 10 billion market opportunity in the U.S. alone. So we're very excited about this technology. We look to progress it further and really show its uniqueness to the field of pain management.